No pressure when I say this. But when I looked at the calendar, if you win so many games in the SEC tournament, if you win so many games in the NCAA tournament, you have put on their jersey 40 times. And that 40 times you're putting that jersey on, you're riding through the storm of trying to navigate the the championship. Because it's not going to be easy. And everybody's not going to come with you.
Shalom. Happy Sunday, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. It is March 1st. The madness is loading. The madness is loading. I hope you guys are all doing well. Today is March 1st, 2026. We're about to watch number 6 LSU in their final regular season game versus Mississippi State. It's Mississippi State's senior night. We are on the road. Happy belated birthday, Reese. I see you in the chat. I hope you guys are all doing good. I did see the bracket predictions. LSU is still matched up with UConn as the number 1 seed. LSU did move up 1 in the 2 line, but we were still overtaken by Iowa, which is confusing. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I do have the game pulled up on 2 different screens, Disney and ESPN. So whichever one comes up first, we'll go ahead and watch it there for today. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. Yep, I have it. I have it downloaded. I'm pretty sure. Let me make sure. Maybe I had it on my other computer. But I did just download a new Flau'jae song. But yeah, I'll get it. I was busy all morning, so I had checked in on the game. I heard that it was like a 12-4 run. I was like, yeah, bye. Bye. But yeah, I didn't even get a chance to see what was going on. Oh, it looks like we're getting ready. So let me just go ahead and open us up in prayer and then we'll get started. Father God, in the mighty name of Jesus, Lord, thank you for bringing us all here together again. It's always my pleasure to stream and to create this space. We pray for our LSU women's basketball team that is March, Lord. We pray that all of the work that they put into it is shown. It can be clearly seen, even as we're heading into the SEC tournament. May we just hit a new level in March. May we always just get better and better each game. And may we have no injuries. May we see no injuries on either side of the ball tonight. In Jesus' mighty name, we do pray. Amen and amen. What did it say? I'm not even using the VPN. What are they talking about? I've never even seen that before. We started already? My bad, y'all. I didn't know we started. I thought it was just pulling up. I thought, my bad, y'all.
No, who's going to get an at-large bid? Who's going to come An upset, but the way Mississippi State has started offensively is a good sign for the Bulldogs. Again, getting the ball inside and then also knocking down that first three-pointer.
Here's Richard, heavy with the shot. And now Prater, one of a handful of seniors being honored before today's game. Two and a half minute scoring drought for LSU. Williams bounces it off the foot of Francis, scooped up by Wadozie. Prater off the bounce, kick out McFall. Three turnovers in the last 3.5 minutes for the Tigers.
Early on here, you can see Mississippi State is slowing down the LSU offense, getting back in transition.
Great hands by Wadozie, and Johnson lost it. So much defensive activity to start this game for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, yes, they're just playing in the gaps, and they're anticipating where that ball is going. LSU doesn't necessarily want to play that half-court offense, but you got to credit Mississippi State getting back in defensive transition.
Good pick there by Knox. Here's Flau'jae Johnson. Still looking for a first made bucket. Williams. Deep two rattles out, and Wadozie there for the rebound. The battle of the glass will be fascinating today against a Mississippi State team who in the non-con was one of the top rebounding teams in the country against LSU, who leads the SEC. Francis! Come on! Oh, falling to the hardwood, banks it down.
What a play on that back door. Oh, my goodness.
9-point lead and a 7-0 run for Mississippi State. Flau'jae. Williams with the offensive rebound, still plenty of time, 15 to shoot. Step through and a foul drawn by Flau'jae Johnson.
Lord.
We've got a treat about how great she is on blocking.
In the SEC,
basically what I see is they have their defensive effort turned all the way up. Like, they're not letting us breathe. They're not letting us pass. They're not letting us talk. They're not letting us get air. They're not letting us do nothing, okay? They are on us. We're going to have to match that energy on the other side and wear them down. Like, every time we come down, we can't even pass. We're not even getting into the shot clock. We're just flustered. So we really just need to calm down and get it together, you know? It is their senior night. And Mississippi State, they've beat some teams this year. I think they've had like maybe one or two upsets, but it's the SEC, y'all. It's March. So, and this is my first time ever saying that, like, ooh, I don't know what's going on. Like, just lock in, Z. Everybody need to lock in. But I never seen Zakaya hands, like, not being able to get the ball, grabbing it, then dropping it. Yeah, they need to wear them down because right now, I know 3 points with only like 3 minutes left in the first. This not my team. We'll lock in, y'all. We'll definitely lock in. I just feel like they came out with defensive effort. We wasn't expecting that.
yesterday with these new Meta glasses.
The new Meta glasses, Matt, look at you, just being such a good sport. Can't even get it off against the #1 player in the SEC with blocking. So impressive. We got to see this and our production team putting this together.
I've never had so many shots blocked in a row in my life, and she was laughing the whole time.
She was. I mean, look at, she barely had to try against you. I know, and I also was open. You could have passed it to me in that beginning. But what I love about Madison France's game that you see right here, look at the vision that she has. I call it bat. So when you want to bat it out of bounds or when you want to bat down the hatches in the middle of the lane, this is what it's about. Body positioning and control. So you're always in position, and then how do you not foul when the player's going up? The anticipation. You saw her vision. You're always watching the guards or the post players as they come into the lane where the ball is, and then timing. I think this is one of the biggest keys, Matt, that you got blocked on a lot, is you're going off of 1 foot. And shot blockers, look at that. If you go off of 1 foot, you know that that ball's going to go up. And then also if they start pivoting, it's always about body control, anticipation, timing. So you did get batted a few times. I saw the ball was like hitting the wall.
At least a few times. It was funny. We chatted with her after that very interesting exercise.
Yes.
And we asked her, have you always been a shot blocker? She said, no, actually, not until I started playing volleyball in 8th grade. That really translated to the game of basketball. And boy, has she been elite as a freshman in the SEC.
And that athleticism, the plyometrics that you do, obviously in basketball, but also volleyball, because you have to get off the ground quick. And your hands are always up. I think that's a key about why Frances is so good. The way that she's able to cover space and still be able to tip out and bat down so many shots here for Mississippi State. Coach Sam Purcell wants her to be in contention for Defensive Player of the Year in the SEC.
LSU without a field goal in over 5 minutes. Flau'jae Johnson hit a pair of free throws coming out of the timeout, and that stopped a 3.5-minute
Welcome, Bella Hines. Welcome.
To your point
MiLaysia
before we went to
Fulwiley
break, they've been
Fulwiley.
playing a lot in the half court because
Let's
either
go.
Mississippi State's been making shots or they've been getting back and not allowing LSU to run the way they want to.
Yes, and this tempo favors Mississippi State because they want to slow it down. They want to execute in their half-court offense and defensively. Right now, they're moving on a string. The way that they're playing that gap defense, causing another turnover by LSU. And, you know, this is exactly the Mississippi State team that you saw win against those top 25 teams.
Prater, tough. Jumper on the baseline won't go. Knocks the rebound. Now they can run. MiLaysia Fulwiley into the game for the first time. Too heavy. Rebound by Joyner, batted out. And now the Dogs are running. Prater kick out for 3. Boy, that was a great move by Joyner.
LSU
9 or more.
America is undersized.
Pretty good. Yeah, I knew we would be all right. We just be like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Yes, that's what I just said. Credit to that defense. Credit to that defense because they came out like literally not letting us get air. They was not playing with us. They was not playing with us, but we felt it out and we worked through it. So that's good. And it's like it's March now. I hope our coaches have been telling them it's March. It is now March.
Fire this bitch up, gang.
But I know I can't back down. I was gone, but I'm back now. They counted me out, they ain't want me to win. I don't know how to act now. Mama, you can relax now. We could cop a few lakhs now. Now they wanna come back now. You can stay where you at now. And I know and God knows. You this place that we live. They just taking on gear. We've been racing our fears. I'm done wasting my tears. I'ma take it from here. Guess I can take it from here. And it done took some time, but I'm on again. I'm alone again. All in your phone again. I'm in my head again. You in my bed again. You like my medicine. You got me scared again. Baby, just at me, real deal athlete. Feeling up stat sheet, down go track me. Not finna rap, be blick in the backseat. Came from the back street, you can never cap me. Ain't no way you could ever outride me. Ain't no way you could ever outwork me. Man, I gave you my heart and you hurt me. Man, you made me a demon, you burst me. I can't lie, I've been losing my patience. I done came on the track and did surgery. When I was young, God showed me my purpose. So I don't get mad when it's not working. Gave all I had, so I deserve it. Baby, I'm purging. Get on the beat and I swerve it. I wanna talk as a service. Chillin' on bourbon. Baby, I'm wrong, but I'm learning. I'm in a Lambo, I'm merging. Baby, I'm curving. I'm not
W today.
It's so big, and he's been talking to the team about that game because, again, it's how you show up. It's how you believe,
Now,
and especially on senior night, they had
a
a huge game by one of their all-time leading players, Mikaylah Jordan, at 24 points in that game. She just graduated last year. But Matt, also you and I were talking about Flau'jae Johnson was in that game when they lost here, and her leadership, how that's going to transpire. She had 10 points in that game that they lost. And you know that those losses almost you remember more than the wins coming in.
Particularly because they haven't had that many.
Yes,
during
exactly.
Kim Mulkey's tenure, the second winningest head coach in Division I history by win percentage, trailing only Gino Ariema at UConn. 2-point lead for State. Starting the second quarter, well defended there by Mikaylah Williams.
Mississippi State, I can't tell you enough how great they are doing in their transition defense, making LSU have to pull the ball back, even the secondary transition. They're communicating, they're pointing, they're matching up, and they're pushing LSU out to that three-point line to slow them down.
Coming off a heartbreaking loss to Texas A&M, a game in which they actually led with 2 minutes left. Sam Purcell told us there's been a renewed focus and intentionality this week preparing for LSU as that's stolen away by Fulwiley.
Play that those are one of those turnovers that Mississippi State can't afford against LSU, because when LSU can get a steal, it is all gas, no brakes, going the other way. So we've got to be strong and fundamental with the basketball, and the two best scorers on Mississippi State's team, Flau'jae Johnson and Madison Francis, need to get the basketball in the half-court offense.
Prater inside Johnson, but the backdoor defense by Williams.
That was the right idea, that pass had just a little too much sauce on it.
Mama Joyner. Johnson rips down the board.
You mentioned rebounds being so important, and that's one of the main stats you and I were looking at is rebounds. LSU #1 in the SEC, but Mississippi State is 4th in the SEC with over 42 rebounds per game.
Hines.
We got to be ready for that behind the back anytime when MiLaysia Fulwiley has the ball.
It's been a lot of one and done both sides for these two offenses.
You can see that was a point of emphasis when we talked to both coaching staffs, that the defensive rebounds were going to be so key because that gets them going in their open court.
Jump ball and the arrow pointing to LSU.
Right now, both teams have 6 turnovers each. LSU, though, you can feel their defensive intensity has picked up here to start the second quarter.
Sam Purcell told us takes a lot of pride in being undefeated on senior day in his short tenure here in Starkville. 3-0 all time. Of course, today is senior day, honoring a handful of seniors in the program. Williams, Euro, come on. That was largest lead of the game for LSU at 4. Back from Starkville after this.
America is under cyber attack.
So our next game is Friday, March 6th. We play in the SEC tournament at 1:30 p.m. Central on Friday. So if you want to take a screenshot or just mark it or whatever, that's our next game, Friday the 6th at 1:30 p.m. Central.
Bit step a bit, walk a bigger talker, bigger talker. I be getting to the bad sauce walker, sauce walker. I'm a before, before.
I was trying to find the actual like teams, like, but I couldn't find it. So if anybody finds like the actual SEC tournament with the teams still, definitely tag me because I'll pull it up. Because what I found was just this basically. I don't even know who we're matching up with.
Disappeared.
So replay here. Oh, the 5 seed. Is Kentucky the 5 seed or who's the? I don't know. Oh, I think we're playing Oklahoma. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'd be an Oklahoma rematch if that's who we're playing.
And that
report, plenty to talk about as we take you across the entirety of the SEC. South Carolina survived on the road. Vandy, Tennessee was a fun one, and we'll, of course, dive into this one, too.
Well, slow start for LSU, but they're starting to turn it on now.
We'll get neighbors' thoughts coming up.
a lot to be decided, as you guys have discussed on the final day of the regular season. Two things that are certain. LSU is locked into a double bye in the SEC tournament, and Mississippi State, regardless of the outcome this afternoon, will play on day one of the tournament in Greenville. Hi again, everybody. Matt Schumacher, the former All-American WNBA draft pick, Ann O'Neill. One thing that is not for certain, Mississippi State in the field of 68, and boy, a win today would be huge in solidifying their spot in March Madness.
Absolutely. They do have 3 top 25 wins already in the SEC, and what they want to do, they've been dominant, but they've got a hot LSU coming in to Starkville here tonight, and boy, they can score 95 points a game, and they've got a lot of depth who love to fill it up.
A lot of depth, a lot of star power. MiLaysia Fulwiley, however, during this 3-game win streak has been among the hottest players in the country.
I mean, look at these last 3 games. You're going to see her against Ole Miss, Mizzou, and Tennessee just getting it done. Fulwiley, her full display of arsenal was in every single game, whether she was shooting the 3, she was in transition. Oh, she's been blocking a ton of shots, stealing the ball, really been that spark off the bench for. We'll take a look at that. So this is how Fulwiley usually plays, is she does not put that second hand up to the basketball. A lot of times it's just in her right hand and she finishes at the rim. Just gonna check and see the she looks like she's walking it off there.
At the next break, I'm gonna move to ESPN because this
she's a tough one, reigning All-American, 6th Woman of the Year in the SEC last year at South Carolina, and now the officials are going to review this here to see if this could potentially get upgraded from a common foul.
So what they're going to be looking at will be if it can be upgraded to a flagrant one, if it was excessive or unnecessary.
The ruling on the floor is a common foul on Mississippi State, number 5. The play is under review.
I didn't see anything split-second live that would have told me, yes, absolutely. Here's another look at it.
You can see that she ends up clipping her leg, but the way that her head and hand are down, it was looking like she was trying to go for the strip. But again, Fulwiley, that's how she plays, is almost above her head and above the rim, especially when she's going for layups. She barely ever puts 2 hands on that basketball if she can just do it one-handed. So for it to be upgraded, they're looking to see if it was unnecessary or excessive on that foul. Matt, for me, I feel like she was looking to try to get a strip on that one.
Making a play on the basketball. Regardless, it's Prater's second foul. They have come to a decision.
After review, the call on the floor stands. We have a common foul on Mississippi State, number 5.
And so we will see Fulwiley just take the 2 shots here. Walking a little bit gingerly, but under her own power and remaining in the game.
You know what I loved about her game, and we've said that she's had her 3 best games of the season, the last 3 games, is when she came out and played against her old team in South Carolina. She was 1 for 8 in that game, only had 6 points. And in the press conference after, she said, you know, there's a lot of basketball still yet to play. And so that her focus and confidence just switched, and now she's scored in double figures the last 3 games.
Well, the SEC women's basketball tournament begins Wednesday morning. SEC Network will have all the first and second round games as well as the late quarterfinals. SEC Now gets you started 10:30 a.m. Eastern on Wednesday. And Fulwiley, of course, won back-to-back SEC tournament titles while with the South Carolina Gamecocks. Good block there by Fulwiley and wins it back for the Tigers.
Well, you'll see on that defensive end, she's going to try to pick your pocket every time. We talk about the depth of LSU. I mean, this is a star player who is coming off the bench, and she likes that role because she knows that's the spark. That's what's needed. And she's like, I will do whatever it takes to help the Tigers win.
Well, LSU leads the nation in bench scoring. They were right around the 100th in the nation last year in bench scoring. It's one of the deeper teams they've had in Kim Mulkey's short tenure in Baton Rouge. There's a lot of newness as well for this Tigers team.
And the way that they've built their chemistry on and off the court, and I feel like it's gotten even better throughout SEC play. Everyone understanding their roles and how to find the extra player.
Flau'jae Johnson, no. Koval fighting for it. Williams came away with it. Turnaround short. And off and running comes Richardson. Into the post, spin cycle, and draws a foul on the flip. And she's trying to settle her team down in the midst of a 2-minute scoring drought.
Yeah, this is your 6'2" forward, but look at the handles and the ballerina footwork by Richardson. It's senior night for her, and she does not want to go out on a loss here in Starkville.
Carissa Richardson playing the best basketball of her career in her final season in the SEC. Of course, began at Auburn, spent 2 years at Ole Miss. But her offensive production has doubled since SEC play began this year. Here's Prater off the tip. Short on the bank. Followed her own miss. 15 to shoot. Inside Richardson. Turnaround jumper off the side of the rim, and Mississippi State shooting less than 30% from the floor.
And only 1 for 11 from behind the three-point line. That's one of those stats we're going to have to continue to watch. Is what's been working is getting the ball into the paint, whether that was Wadozie or Francis getting a touch.
Now they mix it up defensively, going to a zone here. Fulwiley, pitch back Williams, 5 to go. No look pass to the corner. Joyner, rebound to Johnson. Steps it through the defense, knife into the cup for 2. Richard head up in transition, pops and drops.
And right there, Matt, we were talking about the turnovers, and that's what it looks like. If you don't have the play, it's not worth forcing it against LSU. They are too talented and way too fast in the open court to have live ball turnovers.
Less than 60 seconds to go in the opening half, which was dominated early by Mississippi State, led by as many as 9. LSU up 23-8 in the second quarter so far. Prater draws a foul on Richard.
This is a huge opportunity for Mississippi State right now, is to get a couple of points and try to get this within 10 points going into halftime. That builds a little confidence and momentum, knowing you still can chip away at this lead.
Foul was on the floor, so it'll be State ball underneath, 24 to shoot. Francis, wild shot off the back of the rim. And last touch by State. LSU ball, shot clock turned off to end the half. Feels like early when Mississippi State built a 9-point lead in the first quarter, they were getting a lot of open looks. Since a lot of contested shots in the second quarter.
Yep, very contested. And now LSU has the time, and at the end of the first quarter, this is what they did, a 1-4 low with Mikaylah Williams breaking ankles down at the top of the key. Let's see if they do it again.
She was successful to close out the first quarter. Here she is with 5 to go in the first half. Step back jumper, no. Dozie clears the board to end the first half. LSU won the second quarter 23-8. And Kim Mulkey's number 6 LSU Tigers with a 35-22 lead at the break.
And with that, we welcome you into the SEC halftime report. Interesting first half. Mike Neighbors, Stephanie Sorensen, Alyssa Lang here with you. Well, at first it looked like, hold on a second, what's happening? And then it looked like, oh, LSU is happening. Here they are. They woke up. What led to the run that they went on in the second quarter?
You know, Coach, I think when Fulwiley came into the game, did you write it down?
Me and you.
Literally comparing notes.
It's nice. It's nice to be on the same page. 10 points, 1 block, 2 steals. She is just Energizer Bunny, and they were dead in the water in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Mississippi State, we were talking about how do they look in the first 5 minutes? They look good.
They did.
But LSU, I think, just when Kim can go to Fulwiley and insert that next gear, I mean, she delivered.
She brings in velocity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is the physics teacher in me coming out back in the day.
Teach us.
Speed is one thing, but speed plus direction is velocity. And she plays with direction. You saw her body control, finishing on that around the rim. She plays at her speed, in her direction, and that's what velocity is. And I think that's what she has that most people don't have. There's a lot of fast people. There's a lot of people that know where to go.
Yeah.
Very few people can do both.
Right. And she brings such a spark of energy, right? She did that at South Carolina. She's continued to do it at LSU. We'll see what Mississippi State has in store for us in the second half. Everybody trying to make a push towards that bubble who's not in the upper echelon of the SEC. Speaking of, top 25 matchup in Tuscaloosa between Texas and Alabama. Second quarter, Longhorns were up 5. Madison Booker
Come on,
knocks
Ole
down
Miss.
the
I do
mid-range
not want to
jumper.
see Coach Hill program
Horns up
fall
7.
off the freaking rails.
Now a 6-point lead. Ty trying to chip away. Jessica
Come on,
Timmons.
only 57 points
Baseline
all
jumper.
game. I don't know why they
Came down just 4 in the fourth quarter now. Kyla Oldacre, who I don't know how you don't watch Kyla Oldacre and she's not your favorite player, right?
I'm just
She's up there. We've been talking about her 6th player of the year.
Yeah.
What?
Texas goes on to win 72-65. Vanderbilt on the road at Tennessee.
Big game.
Huge game for a lot of reasons, right? That Aubrey Galvin for 3 early. She had 24 points, 5 assists.
Just a very casual outing for the freshman.
Mia Paldo for 3 on the other side. Lady Vols were down by 5. Vandy back up 7. Blake's for 3, part of her 34 on the day.
You know you got it like that when you just pull up that dribble 3 transition, and then
more than one
just
person.
what she's been able to do this year, Coach.
It means you have confidence. It means your confidence that player needs.
Now, we know Vanderbilt is a very good basketball team, number 5 team in the country. They're going to be one of those top 4 seeds by the time we get to Greenville. But to go on the road to Knoxville in the final game of the season with what's gone on with Tennessee, having lost 8 of their last 10, Were you surprised by this result today?
No. I think since the beginning of the year, they have proven me wrong. I wanted to pick them early in the year. I saw them practice, and I was like, I came back talking about how good they look. But I was just slow and reluctant. So from this point on, I'm not going to be surprised if they win.
We only have 4
I'm not going to be surprised anymore.
Yeah. I thought for me it showed maturity. You know, I thought this was a trap game for Vanderbilt. They've already locked up their seeding. They've looked great record. Didn't lose at home this year. I mean, they've checked a lot of boxes, and everything had been going wrong for Tennessee. So it's kind of like the perfect storm. And they answered and they delivered. And I thought, you know, Sasha Washington was fantastic. The freshman Galvin was good, and Blake's is Blake's.
First time in program history that Tennessee has lost 6 in a row. We'll talk more about what that means for them going into the postseason. Of course, next for those two teams, Greenville. We'll show you a full bracket coming up later tonight. Let's take you around to some other matchups happening. When it comes to bubbles, when it comes to brackets, this is an important one. Texas A&M on the road at Ole Miss, third quarter. A&M in front. Cody McMahon gets it to go. Ole Miss still trailing. Tiana Thompson jumper is good. Now just a 2-point A&M lead. Still in the fourth, not
more than just Lay.
For 3.
Lay's a great player. I love
and she'll hit it, but the Aggies up 5. 30 seconds left.
At least one good player, but she needs more.
Season is LA.
Why don't they keep going back? Isn't that so weird? Let me go to ESPN because Disney being weird today.
Hydronitis suppurativa.
But yeah, the SEC is just so funny. But yeah, what y'all think? We play Oklahoma again on Friday, more than likely. Now y'all know I'm signed in.
Okay, Mizzou. Here's my plan.
All right, so we're just going to use ESPN for the rest of the stream. And at home, Mikaylah Williams is having an amazing season, bro. Amazing season. We haven't seen an SEC player with that type of season since the 2023 season. And while I'm talking about Angel, boo to the freaking refs and our rivals. I turned that game off at like first quarter, maybe second quarter. Your laptop right here, babe. Yeah. Who do you guys think the SEC, like what y'all thinking about for SEC awards? I think Mikaylah, Lay, and Flau'jae all have potential to make first team. I think MiLaysia should be in the running for 6th player of the year and defensive player of the year. For our freshman team, I'd like Grace and Z for all freshmen. And if we have a player on second team, whoever didn't make first team. Any awards that I'm missing? Yeah, I like MiLaysia for defensive player of the year in the SEC. She leads in steals, she leads in blocks. I agree with you about Blake's. I would give Blake's National Player of the Year as well. The way she's leading that team, the way they all rally around her, I love what they're building in Vandy. Shay Ralph is a great coach. And I love that the other players are into it. Like they're really into it. If Blake's needs 30, they passing her the ball. You don't see them fighting. Every game, Reese, is crazy. It's crazy.
in just a couple of days. It all starts Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern time, and we will be there 10:30 a.m. for SEC Now to get you set. We will be there before every single game and after every single game until it is all over right here on the SEC
See, I was thinking
Network.
our freshmen
Still
only
have plenty to
seconds,
talk
but
about
I
here
like,
today.
for all
Senior
freshmen,
day
but I like Z
for Missouri hosting Oklahoma. Second quarter, Grace Slaughter. Layup and one. Tigers trying to chip away at what was a 10-point Oklahoma lead. Now 8. Final seconds of the half. Zaya Van beats the buzzer. Sooners lead at the break right now. South Carolina on the road finishing their season at Kentucky. Tessa Johnson off the glass. South Carolina with a 7-0 run to lead by 9, but then Tiana Key working it inside. Under 15 seconds left to go in regulation. Kentucky down 2. Boone collide, leaving Tessa Johnson wide open to find Medina Okot, who puts the game away with a layup. Florida, Georgia in Athens. Danny Carnegie, superstar. I can't wait to watch her play in person.
Yeah, totally. And I think, Georgia goes as she goes. She struggled last game against Texas, and I think her scoring and her defense coach kind of sets them up. I mean, it is what it is.
We know what Nell would have said if she was here. Tony.
Yep, that's right.
That's a Nell right there.
4 from Carnegie, again from 3. Dogs leading.
We know what you meant, Coach.
67-53 right now.
Danny.
Tony.
She's got options.
Arkansas was still looking for that first SEC win of the season, hosting Auburn. Yvette Mayberry, corner 3. That would put the Razorbacks up by 20. Where's it been all year? They figured it out in the final game. Bonnie Dees finds Mayberry, who knocks down that corner 3. Kelsey Music embracing the seniors as they check out, and Arkansas gets their first win in SEC play on senior day. What?
He scares me to death. I can't watch.
Is going on?
That's about 25 feet in the air.
I was going to say, I'm not
that
sure
is
we can
not
really
doing
see how
it
tall
justice.
that is. What's the insurance policy look like?
America is under cyber attack.
Oh, yeah, I remember they didn't win no games in the SEC. Good for them to get one win. That's nice. It was your senior night? Yo, I wish AU gets it together with like the lighting and all that because it's such a hard watch. But shout out to Anissa Morrow, bro. If y'all have not seen, let me see if I can pull it up. If y'all have not seen what Anissa Morrow is doing in Athletes Unlimited, man, the girl is balling every single game. Her 3-point shot that she had at DePaul, back and better. What's that one boy name who makes the I think like Stoner. Like this was a good game, bro. This was like a double overtime Athletes Unlimited like game. That was really good. Here go one.
That's what she does.
Poor Peely. Like anytime, like poor Peely, bro. Peely and Morrow is such a bad matchup for Peely. She been hitting threes like back to back to back.
Missed everything that time. And there's Morrow again, getting the rebound and bringing it up by herself. And pulling the three. Wow. Missed everything that time. And there's Morrow again, getting the rebound and bringing it up by herself. And pulling the three. Wow. Missed everything that her second year in the league, was a replacement player playing in her 7th game of the season. This is game 11 for everyone. Morrow. Wow.
At halftime, stacking, what is that, a dozen chairs at midcourt? He might have a few screws loose, but he is a fantastic halftime performer. Speaking of fantastic performances, second quarter by LSU completely flipped this game. Matt Schumacher, the former All-American, Ann O'Neal. And for all the talk about LSU's offense, which is deserving of all the praise, it's their defense that often gets the offense going like we saw in the first half.
Absolutely. And Coach Mulkey will always say, hey, whatever gets you on the court, and that's going to be defense and rebounding. And they just really turned it up. They only let Mississippi State have 8 points in that second quarter.
They scored.
It was stop and then score. And you know that LSU loves to get out and play in transition. We got to break this down. Look at Jada Richard here for LSU. When you run a backdoor play, which is what Mississippi State is trying to do, is you have to be 1-4 across, and it's all about the setup. You see Chandler Prater is in the corner, and she has got to be more free throw line extended up here and then set up Richard. So Richard is on the line, up the line, but you see Jada Richard in the white jersey is just flat, and then look at her. Gets back too easy. That's not open enough. And then what is LSU doing there? All to the races and the Tigers pulling up for a mid-range shade. That's just what they do. So great defense.
All right, y'all.
Their hands were so fast there in that second quarter.
Mississippi State led by as many as 9 in the first quarter. LSU's defense, you said, was ratcheted up. That changed the dynamic of this game. How does Mississippi State get into their offense here?
Well, I like that first play because it's going inside. They are 1 for 11 from behind the three-point line. That's just too many three-point shots. The ball has got to go into the basket, whether that's into Flau'jae Johnson or Madison Francis.
The runs were killers in that opening half, including a 20-2 run at one point for an LSU team that has won 3 in a row over Ole Miss, Missouri, and of course Tennessee. That one was particularly impressive, given the way that Tennessee has played at times this year. Tournament team, according to Charlie Cream.
And that Ole Miss game when they were down over 10 points with 6 minutes left to go, and then held Ole Miss to no field goals. So that's what it looks like when LSU turns it on defensively.
Good second effort there by Francis, draws a foul. 2 shots coming for the freshman from Lancaster, New York. Tonight, 6 Eastern, 5 Central on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. We've got a 3-hour best of this week's SEC Indoor Track and Field Championships. A lot of pre-Olympic athletes there who have their sights set on the 2028 Summer Games.
We'll talk about superstar track athletes. Man, we got to hear about your career there at Butler. I mean, all Big East, and this was also in hurdles. I know you did that too.
I'm going to tell you who is not pre-Olympic. That guy right there.
Hey, I see the muscles. I see the muscles and hurdles. I don't even think I could do one, let alone like however many you have to do in a row. But super impressive, your career there as an athlete, and now obviously rocking the mics here for ESPN. I like that. Your mom sent that in so we could check it out.
That's how nondescript my career was. I had to text my mother for a photo.
You've been too focused on all these women's and men's hoops games here, so that's understandable. But love to see a good flashback, and that's going to be fun to watch, too, on the SEC Network. As track and field, yeah. I love all the different events, too.
LSU would like to turn this game into a track meet. We saw them do it a few times in the first half. It's what allowed them to go on some of those big runs. Kim Mulkey's team has scored 100 or more 13 times this year, including 8 in a row, a new NCAA record.
And you just love to see that, because that's what basketball fans want to see, is lots of buckets being scored, and LSU has done that again with their depth, with them getting out. I love how you brought in the track meet again there, too. That's exactly what they want to do.
No, interestingly, Kim Mulkey as a player played in a system very similar. Up and down 6 times in one season as a player at Louisiana Tech. They scored 100 or more. She also won a national title there.
And I loved when we were in practice, she was one of the first people who got a couple layups in before they actually started practicing. So, you know, she's still got it.
And a foul underneath against Richardson will send the Tigers to the line.
You okay, Z? Sending much love to Zakida. That's my girl.
Z Johnson, one of 3 freshman players getting significant minutes. And we talked about some of the newness for Kim Mulkey's team. 8 new players. They returned just 2 starters from last year. And it's among the most newness that she can remember having in any one year as a head coach, either at LSU or Baylor before that.
Yes, and they were very concerned in the offseason leading into this. Like, how is the team going to bond? How are they all going to get along? Because they're all star players for LSU, and how are they going to build that camaraderie? And they said, hey, it actually just happened naturally, how they all started to bond on and off the court. And you're seeing the end results of that, too, of their great SEC play.
Speaking of stars, Flau'jae Johnson draws a foul. That is the 3rd on Prater and the 3rd on Mississippi State. 2 more, and LSU will be shooting free throws the remainder of the 3rd quarter.
Prater with the hard closeout. Looks like she got a little bit of the ball, but her momentum carried her in the body-wise for that foul.
In the SEC, our football stadiums literally shake the earth. But our impact means so much more. More billions pumped into our state economies. More students from around the country and the globe attracted to SEC campuses, epicenters for teaching, research, and service. More
MK criticism? Like, huh? Maybe I'm not watching the same game, but okay. Okay. Exactly, Kennedy. I don't even know what I'm watching. But we'll still be okay, y'all. I just think we keep going back to certain lineups. MK be having to play the 4, the 1, the 5, the 6, the 7, the 8. Jada too, so I'm telling y'all. Today, it just don't feel like a Flaw and Jada game. At least not them on the court at the same time. I'm not liking it. I'm not. But I'm not a coach. I just be streaming and watching the game.
And nobody wants to be in the UConn's bracket. Okay, honestly, nobody wants to be in anybody's bracket because they've all beat up on each other at different times. But yes, and you're seeing it right here. You have 5 teams from the SEC in the 12 or higher. And again, that's Oklahoma in the 12 position,
Review,
which would be a 3
during
seed.
the dead ball period, we had unnecessary contact by LSU number 1. Therefore, that contact has been upgraded to a flagrant 1 foul. The resumption of play will be number 40 for Mississippi State will shoot her N1 free throw. And then
I'm
anyone
actually
from Mississippi
shocked.
State will
Okay.
shoot 2 free
Flagrant
throws.
one
They will
now?
receive the ball at the division line with a new 30 seconds.
Wow.
So they took the timeout on the floor, which took us to break, to review a Kim Mulkey felt like was a basketball play. The officials felt otherwise.
You know, and
Yeah,
we were
I didn't
watching
see that when it
Francis and then
happened.
the excitement from
Okay.
Mississippi State. And yes, that did look like her continued movement there from Joyner was unnecessary. It pushed Francis out of bounds. But this is a huge momentum shift, can be right now for the Bulldogs.
They will get 2 shots from Crisp plus the ball. Crisp has missed just 6 free throws in SEC play. And remember, this all started with an and 1 by Maddie Francis. So really, the opportunity almost to be a 3-possession swing for Sam Purcell's team.
A huge swing of momentum, of confidence, of trying to close that gap against LSU. Now it's all about execution for Mississippi State.
Already 5 points on this trip down the floor for Mississippi State. And they will draw a foul on Fulwiley. And that is number 2 on the junior from Columbia, South Carolina.
Fulwiley is trying to go over top of this handoff and gets Richardson right in the middle of the chest there, coming in hard on that handoff.
And that puts Mississippi State into the bonus. So to the line goes Richardson.
And that's a lot of time left in this quarter to be in the bonus, 5.5 minutes. So if I were a coach, if I were Sam Purcell, I would be getting the ball into the paint and trying to take it at LSU on the offensive end every single time. It's either you're going to get a bucket, high percentage shot, or get to the free throw line.
7-point swing with all the fouls and the and 1s on that trip down the floor for the Bulldogs. Fulwiley, no on the rebound by Favor Wadozie. Fane 3. Francis put back short. Williams with the rebound.
Kim Mulkey was on the side telling Mikaylah Williams to push the ball up the floor. They want to try to get that transition game, not have to set up every single time.
Step back Williams. Francis leading the break. Big numbers here, 3-on-1. Francis. Richard back the other way. Here's the track meet that favors LSU typically. And a foul on Knox.
Well, Mississippi State, they're doing a little bit of everything. Now they're in the double bonus. We got a nice ball game here from Starkville.
Hey. Bro, yes, the refs, but I'm not gonna lie. This not all the refs. This is not all the refs. It's not. Our point guard is going down and trying to score in front of 3 people, bro. Not passing. Not setting nothing up. Not where is the IQ? I mean, this is not all the refs. If you let the refs have the game, we was up 12. The refs didn't, you know what I mean? We have to play better. We have to make better decisions. We need better IQ. We need better clock management. Everybody just be playing selfish at some points, and that's where we be losing it.
Leads the SEC.
But still, it's
Auburn
just one
desperate
game.
for a win against LSU on Tuesday night to stay in the field of 68. Meanwhile, back here in Starkville, it has been a game of runs. Mississippi State in the midst of a 14-2 run over the last 3.5 minutes. After LSU closed the first half on a 32-10 run. What swings we have seen in emotion and performance so far this afternoon.
Definitely the swings, the momentum, the confidence, the intensity. It's gone from one team to another in the middle of all 3 of these runs. Mississippi State came out of halftime.
What you mean,
Their look in
I
their
mean,
eyes looks very determined. They were focused. They were intense. They brought a lot of energy, and it's showing on the scoreboard here as Wade Dozie goes to the free throw line.
3 ranked wins already in SEC play for Mississippi State. Georgia, Kentucky, Tennessee. Entering the week.
Wait a minute. What, G3? What?
4 in.
There's still a lot of basketball left to be played. Games, upsets, conference tournaments. But Mississippi State, you only have to worry about the 40 minutes that are in front of you, and that's here right now against LSU.
First lead for State since early in the second quarter. Here's Francis. Set back by Fulwiley. Great recovery in transition by the national champ from South Carolina.
She was worried about who was in front, but you always got to worry about who's behind. And Fulwiley, one of the best defenders in the SEC. She leads the SEC in stocks. That's steals and blocks. Gets it done defensively.
Has a pair of each in today's game. Here's Prater left open on the baseline and pays it off.
What a big 3 for Mississippi State. They have just been struggling from behind the 3-point line. They're now 2 of 16 in this game.
Williams kick out Richard. Prater rebound. Wants to push. McFall open. Probing. Almost picked by Johnson. Her footwork is something to behold. Richard, so crafty with the ball, now has 10 points to go along with 3 boards.
And the LSU bigs need some hockey assists out here because they are setting all these screens to get the guards open.
Right place, right time for Wade Dozie.
Hey, I love that. That looked like a turnover waiting to happen for the Bulldogs, but ball's up in the air. So let's see what LSU does again on this side, because what they've been doing is 2-man pick and roll action, and it's just been working play after play here for the Tigers.
55 seconds to go in the third quarter. Zip pass inside Koval. Williams with the vision of a quarterback up top.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Williams, anytime she has the ball, she makes excellent decisions with where the ball needs to go.
5-point Tiger lead, led by 13 to start the half. Prater with 10. Off the bounce, was rejected by Koval. It'll stay here with 6 to shoot.
LSU's gone with the taller lineup of Joyner and Koval in the middle of the lane, really trying to block those shots in the paint and own the paint against Mississippi State.
Into Francis. Over Joyner, no. Williams with plenty of time. Shot clock turned off, and she will slowly bring the ball up the floor.
Here's that 1-4 low for Williams again.
Defended by Francis. Falls. Francis trying to tie it up, and she does.
What hustle by Francis. She was on that immediately as Williams fell. I mean, Williams kind of trips here, but look how fast Francis gets on this ball. A lot of players would stay standing up, but jumps on it. That's giving Mississippi State an extra possession here.
With 2.5 ticks remaining in the third quarter, can they get a look before the horn?
Yes, well, many teams always practice a 3-second play. So with 2.4 seconds, you can still get the ball to half court, one dribble, turn and shoot.
McFall just checked back in. She will get it. Well defended, Richard. Wow, a whistle before the horn. That was thrown up like a prayer, and a foul was called by Royce Blevins. Now the officials getting together here to perhaps make sure that the foul was called before the red light went off on the backboard. And it clearly did.
The ruling on the floor is we have a foul on Mississippi State, number 5. The play is under review to see if the illegal contact occurred before trip zeros.
If the call stands, it would be the 4th on Prater. And it would also allow LSU a chance to make this a 7-point game going into the final quarter.
You're seeing it here. One of the things they do is they look at the official's hands. So not necessarily the red light at the top of the backboard, but they're going to look at when the official starts to flinch his arm, and that is when they're going to call the foul.
And to me, it looked like his arms were flinching with about 0.3.
It should stand. Come on now.
To make the call, and that's when they'll look at the clock there. And
well, Jada, thank you.
Because to play full court defense right there is so smart with 2 seconds left. And if you're Mississippi State, next time you want to throw that all the way down under your basket instead.
After review, the foul on Mississippi State, number 5, occurred at 1.2 seconds. Number 30 for LSU will shoot 2 free throws and resume play from the shots.
Now you can see Prater's reaction. That's her 4th. She's hit the only 2 threes in the game for Mississippi State, and now you wonder how long Sam Purcell will keep her on the bench to start the 4th quarter.
And she's done a lot with her leadership as a senior out here and defensively, so I'm going to guess he's going to get her back in here quickly in the 4th quarter.
Richard has been among the best free throw shooters since conference play began. Makes it a 7-point game.
So since this opportunity is here again with 1.2 seconds, against a great team like LSU, you don't want to throw the ball under their basket where they can steal and catch it.
So, number 6 LSU, who was outscored 25-19 in the third, carries a 7-point lead to the final frame in Starkville.
Hey, so nice. So good to see you.
Let's go. Yeah. Flau'jae. March Madness. 2025. This is the biggest. Tell me put that on the Bible. I've been really getting active. Shoot 100 at the practice, put 100 in the matches. I ain't never going backwards, and they try me like a rapper. But you see what happened after, got a ring and I was platinum. I average a dub, don't need no subs. This sweat and blood, this what I love. I keep going up, Lambo the truck. Ain't where I was, I ain't letting know. Man, they know that this ain't new to me, and I know it's confusing. See the way that I can shoot a 3, and I can do the music thing, and I move like it's 2 of me. I don't really care who agrees, there's nothing you can do with me. Kill him and read a eulogy, and I do what I want 'cause it's cool to me. I've been counting this money, ain't new to me. Ain't no really a doubt, you can't new to me. You can't stop me, you should've recruited me. Word like Kobe, I don't really sleep. I've been trying to chill, I ain't chicken by the week. Man, they say I'm out of reach, but I'm trying to hit my peak. 16 still sweet, but I ate at the elite. Look at you different when you pull up.
The shine is Bob Starkey, the associate head coach, who is equally as influential on all the success of this LSU program.
Well, you and I were talking about watching all the press conferences, the interviews, the podcasts. Every single player during their interviews will always mention Coach Starkey's name, that he's texting them at 2 a.m., motivational quotes, or that he's always willing to watch film with them and how he breaks it down. He said he's had 41 years of coaching experience. You can see all the great players. He even coached Shaquille O'Neal at LSU at the men's team, Coach Angel Reese. I mean, so much great tradition and impact he's made on women's basketball.
Every week he's got a message to his team, and the message this week was finish coming to Starkville.
Yes, and we'll bring that up because it's the fourth quarter. So he gives them papers like this, and they are supposed to put them over their TV when they get to the hotel room, because this was the big thing about finishing the game, finishing the regular season, because after today, then there's a new season of the SEC tournament coming up. And you got to see this quote right here. We call him Bob Mamba because he sends out so many things, from Kobe Bryant being the Black Mamba. And he was like, no, we got to call him Bob Mamba. And that's the motivation, the inspiration he's always talking to his team about. And if you follow him on Instagram, he has over 15,000 posts with quotes from great leaders, great sports, and just, you know, the overall inspiration that he brings to this program.
Williams, Koval, good defense by Mississippi State. He joked with us, the reason he goes with Kobe quotes so much is because his players would rather hear something from Kobe than from him.
Yeah, if he's like, if I need something said, I'll just make sure it's from somebody to listen to.
Williams, a chance at the end, a chance to make it.
Where the smile at, Sam? Do y'all remember him shaking his butt? Like, I cannot like lose his damn Parcell, bro. Like, he was literally shaking his butt with Mikaylah. Like, they hit a 3 on MK
in the SEC.
Year,
our football stadiums literally shake the earth. But our impact means so much more. More billions pumped into our state economies. More students from around the country and the globe attracted to SEC campuses, epicenters for teaching, research, and service. More medical pioneers, entrepreneurs, and international scholars.
Clock it. Ain't no smiling now. Yeah, Kate stepped up her defensive effort in these last few minutes. Y'all have to give her 10s in it for that. Y'all really do. He did, bro. He did. Somebody got to tag me in it because I know LSU fans was gagging him after. See? Streets remember, the North remember. He was insufferable, bro. Like, insufferable. They had the beat LSU already printed out. Woo. Literally. W's in the chat for Kate. Now the Kate people swinging and they right. Y'all like Kate now. Kate playing defense. Y'all give Kate her 10. Give Kate her 10. Yes, but give her 10. Yes. Focus Kate. That's what we need. Blocking Kate. That's what we need. And she rebounded. Yes. Rebounded and blocking shots, bro. If you could do that, we good. I went to Sam's Club yesterday, and these kids just did all the snacks. They didn't got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's like, girls, go sit down somewhere. I only have groceries when they're at school.
Cannot believe March Hoops is already here. The SEC Network will have all first and second round games as well as the late quarters of the women's tournament. And SEC Now gets you started at 10:30. This begins Wednesday, and this is the field as of right now.
How many times this has changed over the last couple of weeks. I mean, this is what it's all coming down to, the end of the regular season. And man, this is going to be some excellent games coming up from Greenville, South Carolina.
Mississippi State is locked into playing on day one, regardless of the outcome here today, as is LSU. They will get a double bye, along with South Carolina, Texas, and Vanderbilt.
And right now, live games, we've got Oklahoma beating Missouri 72-63.
All right, this is what I've been looking for. So I just screenshotted that. I'll pull it up and we can talk about it.
And LSU and Mississippi State.
Sam Purcell's team trying to mount another comeback. They trailed by 13 at the start of the half, briefly took the lead in the third quarter. And now LSU by 58-47. 8:45 to go, and a back shot off the timeout by Sanaya King.
And we mentioned the back door of how it needs to be set up earlier at halftime, and that was textbook.
They had hit two all game until about the last 90 seconds. Now they have a pair during this stretch. Williams, Joyner, Koval stripped. Wadozie draws a foul.
Screen is one of the best in the entire nation. Her hesitation.
Yeah, I do not like Sam. I do not like Sam
third
at all.
consecutive double-double.
No.
She's one of just two returners that play from both Elite Eights and has taken on a major leadership role this year. It's something she really wanted to work on, and not just off the floor, but in the critical moments of games where it feels like someone from LSU needs to step in and make plays. It's been her, it's been Flau'jae Johnson, but today has been Williams' day.
It's been Williams, and towards the end of the regular season, you're seeing her third straight double-double, and she has known that now it's the time to score more. Previously in the season, she was looking to facilitate. She was looking for her teammates. She was looking to defend, and that's really what the leadership is all about. And talking to Coach Bob Starkey yesterday, he would say she's always watching film. There's no one that watches more film than Mikaylah Williams, and it shows up because you know exactly what the scout is and where your teammates work best. And there she is,
Williams.
Yeah, there she is off that screen. You've got to be able to step up and guard that pick and roll against Williams. Otherwise, she's going to get 30 points on you every night.
Has been getting to her spots, 10 for 17 from the floor. Crisp, open three, was down and out, and Joyner with the rebound.
LSU on offense here yet again. They're 8 of their last 10, and that goes down to their shot selection and doing what works, which was the ball in Fulwiley or Mikaylah Williams' hands off the screen. Here it is again. That's probably the one mistake she's made all day on the offensive side.
LSU already locked into a double bye for the SEC tournament, which begins Wednesday. State will play on Wednesday. This game, huge, however, for their NCAA tournament resume. Currently last four in, according to Charlie Cream. King, pull up, good. Timeout, Sam Purcell. And he felt like, given their resume, they probably needed to win 2 more games to feel safe on Selection Sunday. Remember, a couple of years ago, they were a 23-win team with a 500 record.
I got Florida beating Mississippi State.
to their seniors and to their
I got
program.
Mississippi State heading to the
he told us that's why he's been so
WNIT, not
transparent coming into the final weeks of the regular season.
It's one of those things that
not the
he's
NCAA
also going to
tournament.
look at the score and be like, this was a close game against number 6 LSU. And for Mississippi State, this is their 6th top 10 opponent that they've had to play. They also have huge wins over Kentucky, Georgia, and also
No,
Tennessee.
literally,
And
I
those were
love
all
that
by
he got
double-figure
introduced
wins.
to
So they've got a great case. And the way
Junior
they're playing here
MK.
today,
He
Matt,
tried to
I believe
flex
they
on
deserve to be in that
freshman
tournament.
MK. Now Junior MK giving you a 30 ball on your senior night.
Because of their
Senior,
non-conference, which was ranked 321st in the country. But there's no question that they are battle-tested, maybe as battle-tested as anyone in the country, and because of their slate of SEC games.
And you see that a lot from SEC teams is the softer non-conference schedule, because when you get into SEC play, it's like playing an NCAA tournament game every single game. Even the teams that are lower in the standings right now in SEC, but you've got Florida and Texas A&M who are playing really well. Texas A&M just upset Ole Miss today. So anything is possible
Kentucky
in this.
almost beat South Carolina.
Yes, exactly. This game was closer than even these 10 points look as well.
Still a lot of time to play in this game, over 2 minutes. Williams has had the basketball in her hands a lot in this fourth quarter. 26 points, 14 boards. Richard, back out Williams, 10 to shoot. 17 LSU turnovers. King calling for a screen, dumps it off to Richardson. Fadeaway jumper. And Williams adding to a rebound total. 90 seconds to go in Starkville. Fulwiley, long pass out to Williams. Now resetting. 5 to shoot. Williams almost walked. Koval tried to thread it inside Joyner, and a shot clock violation. How do you play these final 66 seconds if you're Mississippi State now with no timeouts remaining?
You like their defensive effort because the rotation was huge on that pick and roll. Probably what they needed earlier, but now it's all about against the clock. They got to get something going downhill quickly here against the time.
Does get downhill and draws a foul, stopping the clock with 58.3. 2 shots coming for the senior from Goodyear, Arizona.
And on the other side, if you're LSU, the last thing you want to do is foul and stop the clock. That is on your side right now. And sending Chris, who's a great free throw shooter, to the free throw line.
Do you start playing the foul game defensively if you're State at this point?
If I was Coach Sam Purcell and the Mississippi State team, I would be all the way up, full court press, and trying to get a steal underneath the basket.
Rare miss from Crisp. It was 40 of 46 in league play entering the day. 9-point game, no timeouts for State, just the 3 fouls. 2 more puts LSU in the bonus.
There you go.
Picked off by Crisp. King steps into a 3. Boy, they've had good looks all afternoon, but they've shot less than 20% from beyond the arc.
That was the steal that they were hoping for in that press.
And now lots of time coming off the clock here. Still no foul from Francis, trying to get a steal. 10 to shoot. 5 to shoot for Richard. Floats it in Koval. Put back no from Joyner. And last touch by King. Boy, so much time came off the clock there.
Oh, jeez. Like, hurry
It's
up
too
and
much
finish
time
the
to be
game,
able to
bro,
make up,
please.
when you're not fouling or going for steals in the passing
We
lane
got to
every
do
single
better
time.
in the tournament. We really do.
Well, hard fought. You even love to see Francis momentum going into the SEC tournament. If they can hang with number 6, that's pretty tough. Great game by both teams. That was a lot of fun, Matt.
You said it, Ann O'Neill. This felt like So many SEC games do. NCAA tournament level play for our entire crew, including Ed O'Neill, Matt Schumacher signing off. We'll see you from the SEC tournament. It starts on SEC Network Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern.
Whether it's the first time or the 12th time in a row, few things are sweeter than winning a title in track's most powerful conference. Last year in College Station, in the final.
All right, y'all. That is it. I will see you guys Friday, March 6th at 1:30 p.m. Central Time. If I don't stream any of the other games in the SEC tournament, y'all know I usually will stream like a half or two of the like matchups and like whoever we playing before us. So yep, I may do that. It just depends. Otherwise, I'll definitely see y'all Friday at 1:30. A win is a win is a win is a win is a win. Dubs in the chat. I appreciate y'all all. Thank you guys for all tuning in. Shout out to each and every member. I appreciate you guys more than you'll ever know. Shout out to Super Chat today. Thank you, Club. I love you all. I will see you on Friday. Go Tigers. Love you more, the Cards.